Hello, Unstoppable Squad. Welcome to another edition of the Unstoppable Podcast. I'm the Immortal Spades.
I'm Unstoppable Denominator.
We are going to talk about our episode 3. How did the Immortal Spades get into wrestling?
Yes. You guys are probably all wondering, where is little Betty? Guys, we're not expecting her to be on the podcast just right away. Guys, you guys do want to see her on the podcast as more of a host. But right now, we just wanted to start off with just us talk about our topics of what we want to talk about and stuff.
Yep.
And then we have topics with little Betty, and maybe without little Betty, with the topics that I have written down without her in it. But she can be part of the podcast with us.
So how did I get into wrestling? Well, that's easy. When I was a kid, my father was flipping through the channels and there was nothing on. I was just a little kid and he stopped on WWF wrestling. I was like, WWF? And my dad looked at me. He says, yeah, it's on every Monday night, Peter. And ever since then, like, I watched the first episode. I remember the fireworks with the Raw theme. And, like, that to me was amazing. That's how I got into watching wrestling. I remember I wanted to be a wrestler, too. Now, how did I get into becoming a wrestler? This gentleman trained me. He worked at this pizza joint. I'm not giving no names.
Unless if they want to.
Right. They want to divulge it. He trained me. I was trained by this guy. Really awesome guy. He was, I'll say his ring name at least, the Perfectionist. That's what his nickname was. And he wrestled for Top Rope Promotions, which I can say because he doesn't wrestle there no more. So Top Rope Promotion Wrestling used to come around our area and I would go to the shows. My first ever time getting involved in a ring was 2002. And I got to jumped the barricade, took the ring bell, and actually hit the wrestler that I was supposed to hit. Oh, sorry, I said his name.
I'll bleep it out.
When Perfectionist was in his wrestling match, I literally took the bell and hit the guy in the head, and then I became a wrestler myself after that. I started getting trained, and I didn't really start wrestling until 2004. The Perfectionist knew somebody, that was in that business, and I got to go to wrestle for a different company than what he was in. So that's how I really got involved. I remember I was really good. I felt to me like I was just naturally good at what I did. I worked my craft, and here I am years later, and I'm still wrestling to this day. So, I mean, I think to answer that question, that's how I got involved into being a wrestler. I watched Monday Night Raw religiously. I never really cared for WCW as much. Wasn't big on WCW, Unstoppable, but I did love WWF.
Since we are in the topic of you getting into wrestling,
Yeah.
Who was your first wrestler that you actually wrestled?
The first wrestler I have ever wrestled was called the Highlight Kid. 2004, it was here in town, actually. Our event came here, and I got to wrestle at the Turn Hall. Yeah, that was my first wrestling match against the Highlight Kid, and that was my first opponent. I lost. New guy on the block. You're not going to win the first match,
right.
Your debut match, but...
Well, sometimes wrestlers do win.
No, but I didn't, so... And I didn't, he didn't really put himself over, but at the same time, I had a good match, and we made it fun. So that was my first match. The last match I had was, last Saturday. I didn't go this past weekend, but... I wasn't really feeling up to it, and I wasn't feeling good, so I didn't go. But it was a tag team match I was in. I've been a wrestler from 2004 all the way till now.
Now, the next question is, Immortal Spades, how many championships have you won? How many championships, like World Championship? How many tag team championships? How many have you won? Any United, well, I don't know what your...
International.
Okay, international. Do you have other belts? Have you won any of them?
Yeah. Yep. There's one replica belt that I gave to him that's up in my
trophy case.
Yep. That was my first belt I ever won. As a matter of fact, I'm a 14-time champion. I'm a 7-time tag team champion. I'm a 2-time international champion. I'm also a former hardcore champion. I won a Royal Rumble 3 times in my illustrious career. I've won in 2007, 2009, 2016. Next goal is to win King of the Ring. I've never done that before, so hopefully I can accomplish that before I retire. And I only got 4 years left. and my plans are not to leave the ring. I'm still gonna be involved. I'm still gonna be heavily involved in the company itself. There's a new position that I told you about. It's called the COD. It's called Chief of Directors. Just something fancy little title they're going to be given to me so I can stay involved in wrestling, and I'm not planning on leaving.
Also, another question is, I brought up in our show that, how I wanted you to do a faction.
Yeah, faction. Yeah.
And now, the thing is, would you do that before you want to plan on retiring?
Yeah, I would like to do that. It's hard to really put it in motion, but I was thinking of doing a faction called the Four Aces, because my actual ring name, I don't care, nobody knows it. I'm not using it publicly. But we changed it on this channel to the Immortal Spades, which honestly, I really like that name a hell of a lot better, I feel.
I might actually leave out the ring name for your company because...
Right, yeah. Like I said, I have another name, like I said, but the Immortal Spades is for the show, and I really like my name.
And you told me off camera that you were going to use the Immortal Spades for your heel character.
Yes, on the show.
But you never went to it.
Because I'm kind of glad now, because if I did do that, I wouldn't be able to use it for this show.
Exactly. And the thing is, we went with your first name for the show, and then we changed it to the Immortal Spades.
Yep.
A lot of people kept calling you on the show and the premieres a lot, calling you Peter, until they actually notice,
Yep, which is fine. I mean, I don't really care. It's not necessarily I really care.
I like to call, my nickname is the Unstoppable Denominator.
Yes.
So I go by that. So
nothing wrong with that, and that's your character name. Not gonna say your real name, but.
If you guys missed episode 1, we talked about how the Unstoppable Denominator was brought into YouTube and stuff. Yes, we know that these podcasts are short, but eventually once we get down to the road, they will get longer and longer. And plus, this one is going to be a topic, but I do plan on having more people on the show as well. Well, not a host, but, guest, which we will be talking about down the road who I want to have on the show. So... on the podcast.
Yeah, yep.
And we have I have up to, I forgot, I have some more ideas on my phone I gotta write down too. I have up to episode 31 ideas written down where we have as much as we can. A lot of people said that usually people start their podcast and it dies on them after episode 10 or don't continue.
Well, we're going to try to continue it.
I actually had my own podcast on Facebook before, and I was actually going along with it. I had to take a week off from it, and then I just never went back to it. Is because I lost all my notes, where all my topics I wanted to go with, because I had a new phone, and it never went to transfer over. Which I had a lot of topics that I wanted to do for that podcast on Facebook.
Right.
Which was also on the main channel, this channel here. And also, I had another channel called Unstoppable Podcast as well for that stuff. Who knows? We got a lot of plans for you guys. And, but also my other question, Immortal Spades, about wrestling. You told me, and I think we talked about it in our on our wrestling show, that when I first started not editing, how we just went up and uploaded it without no editing, and we kept it raw and stuff.
Yeah.
How you mentioned you faced AJ Styles, Doink the Clown, and whoever else you faced. How was that experience?
Well, to face a real wrestler, real professional wrestler that's big time mainstream, was awesome. I think my best match was against AJ Styles. I tried to go off script. I literally pedigreed him onto a steel chair, and I pinned him. I was hoping to get the win. I wasn't supposed to pedigree him on a chair, but I did anyway because I wanted to win. And at the time, AJ Styles was involved in New Japan Wrestling. And, man, I pedigreed him as good as I could. My cousin literally flipped the chair into the ring, and I pedigreed AJ Styles, and my God, he kicked out, and he was so pissed at me.
Sorry for interrupting. Now, you told me, didn't your cousin interfere, get beat up and stuff, or no?
He didn't get beat up, but AJ miscalculated and I moved out of the way, and it broke my cousin's chair that he was sitting in. Wooden chair went everywhere, and they kept yelling at him, "Kid, you gotta sit down. Kid, you gotta sit down." And he just was getting angry, and he was pissed at AJ Styles. And then when I was in the middle of the ring, I called my cousin. I said, "Hey," I said, "give me that chair, kid." Well, my cousin threw the chair.
No, it wasn't me.
No, not him. No, fuck no.
We'll talk about that. Well, no, we already actually talked about it.
Yeah, we have. If anyone doesn't know, Unstoppable is actually related to my family, related to me by marriage.
Yes.
So I was saying, I pedigreed AJ Styles onto that steel chair. I pinned him 1-2, and he kicked out the very last second. Like, I was in tears because I wanted to beat him so bad. And then he got up, started wrestling me, and then he missed with the first forearm, the phenomenal forearm. I ducked out of the way, rolled. I kicked him. I tried pedigreeing him. He back body dropped me. He jumped up and literally knocked me right in my jaw. Took his full fist and knocked me in my jaw and almost knocked me out. And he pinned me 1, 2, 3. That was it. And I was upset. And then when I was downstairs at the turn hall, he came up to me and said, "Hey, kid." I looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I want to ask you something." I'm like, "What?" "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, I said, "Well, I thought I wanted to win. I figured that if I could beat you, maybe I could impress someone." You know what he told me? "Yeah, I was very impressed with what you did." He says, "You're going to remember this match for a long time. Win or lose, you're going to remember this." And I do. And this was the best match I ever had. That was my best match. I was the bad guy, so I ended up cheating.
Also, you did win against one wrestler, well, maybe a couple wrestlers. Let's say Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
Which was...
His name was Nick.
I forgot his real name, but it will be put here. But
yeah, I went against him, and I actually got the win on him. All I did was roll him up and do a pin, and I cheated, obviously. I ain't gonna lie, did cheat when I rolled him up and do a pin. I grabbed him by the tights, comical, and I grabbed the rope. So that's how I beat Dolph Ziggler. I've been in the ring with Doink the Clown.
Now, did you beat Doink the Clown?
No.
So you lost to a clown.
Yep.
How does that make you feel, losing to a clown?
Hey, at least it wasn't the unsubscriber.
If you don't know who the unsubscriber is, you guys gotta watch GTS Wrestling, where the guy is dressed up kind of like a clown.
He's entertaining. Like I was laughing our last broadcast we did. I was laughing when he was going when he was standing on the outside of the ring, and then when he got in, he automatically got eliminated. But I mean, I was laughing. But unsubscriber was he's a character where I've been on a feud with possibly the unsubscriber Jungle Jim. Oh yeah. On Twitter, I've been on a feud with that about it. And, I haven't brought it up to him about it on Twitter because now we're there's a new feud going on with the DF versus DF right now as of this recording. Yeah, I've like I said, I've faced a lot of great wrestlers. I've got to meet a lot of awesome guys. It's been a great experience. I honestly, if I retired tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. Going back to how we brought up how you got into starting to get into wrestling. You told me about your hero. Who is your hero? It's the Unstoppable Squad. They want to know who your hero is. Triple H. Why? When I was a kid, I always wanted to be like that badass guy, I always wanted to be that bully, kind of like that guy that was so mean to people. And Triple H was just an idol of mine, and I love how he was the best heel in the business. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's The Rock. I don't care if it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Kane. Nobody pairs to be in a heel like he was, and he was the biggest asshole, and he would sit there, wish the fans dead, and I'm like, wow, this guy is mean, but I love it. That's how I really got into Triple H. I loved his heel persona. I didn't care he was a heel. I always cheered him on, even when he went against The Rock. Always cheered him on. No matter what happens, Triple H will always be my #1 favorite, and no one's gonna change my mind about that. Oh, remember that Regal Rumble? Oh no, that Regal Rumble. It's not GTS. Oh, the Royal Rumble when Triple H comes out and oh yeah, I know who's gonna be in the Royal Rumble, Triple H and blah blah blah. But that's the thing though. We all took a bet. We all picked up who we wanted to win. Ben, me, him, Peter. Yeah. Was Mitch there? I don't think he was. I know. Don't know. Mike. Yeah, Peter was with Mike anyway, but because they're brothers, which we will be down the road
So I have some podcast episodes I want to write down when we get to them, guys. Because, you know, there's some stuff I want to talk with Peter about some things.
We all betted on what wrestler was going to win.
And I wanted Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I said Triple H, and he said, and I quote, he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. I said, I'm like, why not Unstoppable? Oh, you think he's going to be in there? Oh, yeah, okay. He's going to screw Roman Reigns over. That's what he's going to do. As we...
Number 30 hits, freaking Triple H comes out. I'm like, better not, no, you asshole, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And as soon as Triple H took him out of the Royal Rumble as the last man standing of the Royal Rumble winner, Triple H wins, threw Roman Reigns over the top. I was raging. I was like, oh, you fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
Ben is trying to calm me down because his parents were sleeping.
Yeah. I think you even said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, remember that time with Mitch was in the, when we were
Mitch,
watching the Royal Rumble, Mitch is flipping out.
Heavens above, there is a oh, yes! Woo! Oh no! Oh no! Wait a minute! No! No! You, Sasha! Fuck you, Sasha! Fucking bitch! Sasha! Fuck you! You pig-headed fuck! It's pagans! I'm hurtful! I almost chewed my foot! Whatever! I don't know! I got cold at the business! Fuck you, you purple-headed pig-headed fuck! You legit bitch! Fuck you! Wow! Listen to that! If I was a woman, I'd kick you right in your fucking face! And I'll show you who's legit! Damn! Remember my turn? Road Mitch! Road Mitch! Road Mitch! Road Mitch! Remember my last episode where no! It's not over! No! Trish! We're gonna have another chip! Oh, come on, woman! Hey, say I train you good. I train you good, Mitch. Mitch, in one word, describe Sasha. Oh, more than just one word. 1,000 words. She's very much. Hey, remember that when I said about Triple H? I trained him well. You were I trained him well. I was laughing so hard I was crying. Italia's out.
On Sasha Banks.
Yeah, because he really likes Bailey.
That was a fun time. You got the pedigree.
Oh, yeah, Dum Dum. Yep, that was cool.
I put that in slow motion because that pedigree actually was way too fast. I had to slow it down and put it in slow mo.
Yeah, I got some air on that pedigree, though. I never even seen a pedigree. You know what's funny? All the years I've been wrestling, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never seen a pedigree done by me because we don't film nothing when we do wrestling. Should, but we don't.
Right. The only times we actually aired you pedigreeing people is that you pedigreeing me with your birthday prank.
Yeah.
Cake. and from the Lewitt Rock channel.
Yep, I remember.
You're hallucinating, dude. Oh. Hold on, no. Ah. Come on. Oh. No.
I've had really good experiences in wrestling. I like all the wrestlers I've wrestled against for the most part. You know, all good dudes. Work hard. They got families and stuff like that.
Question is, I just thought of something. If you were to retire today, who would your last opponent be?
Grimm.
David Grimm Hitchens.
That's who I would want to face in the middle of the ring. I don't care to face anybody else. I've beaten a lot of people. You know, I wouldn't mind wrestling any of these wrestlers. But
actually, how about if this could ever happen? I know this could not happen. If we ever could, would you ever want to retire against your hero Triple H? Get pedigreed.
Yeah, I would totally take a pedigree. Damn right.
By Triple H.
Even if it was a squash match. And it would be a squash match. I would. In all seriousness, I do want to wrestle in GTS.
There's numerous wrestlers that before he wants to retire, he told me he wants to face Jungle Jim, Cletus, a few other wrestlers.
The ones that catch my attention, like, you know, I wouldn't mind wrestling anybody. Do-Hop, even. Shit, like, Grimm is definitely the one I really want to go after, personally, just because it's Grimm. Then there's Do-Hop, and he's good. I wouldn't mind going against Flash Carter. I wouldn't mind going against Tommy Salami, even. I don't care.
Rad Dad.
Yep. Rad Dad's the definite.
Rad Dad used to, when we had a wrestling company down here at the mall where we live, Rad Dad and his tag team partner, Wade Kruger, was wrestling down here, and I didn't know that we had a wrestling company until, you know, I went to the mall, and I'm like, I would like to check that out, you know? I never got to.
I've got to check them out. I've got to see them wrestle. I've never seen Rad Dad because I've only gone twice. I went to the one where my wife was working at. Wife had a job at a hotel. They had a wrestling event. I'm not saying where. I got to go to that first one, and then I got to go to the one at the mall. I actually got to shoot a promo with one of the wrestlers for fun. It wasn't like nothing big. It was just something I got to go in the ring and hang out with the dude, and it's fun. I don't even know who he was, you want to know the truth. I told them that I wrestled and stuff, and they liked it. There's a lot of great wrestlers that I like in GTS. I even think LTW has some really good wrestlers as well, you know.
Now, if I didn't get you involved in with GTS, who would you actually would want to retire against?
If I wasn't
wanting to
face anyone in GTS?
Yes.
The man who trained me.
Should probably have like a retirement tour.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing something like that. And I know he would come back. The Perfectionist would come back just to face me one more time.
I know this might not happen, but I really, really, really want to have your tag team partner on a show, but
I really would
you
like
know,
him.
I would
you guys would love him.
I would like to have him be on the podcast, have you guys go one more time in the ring against each other.
Yep, that'd be cool.
And possibly go for one last title tag team run.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to make one last run with him, to make it 8 times, you know, make it an even number. He was the only tag team partner I actually had, and he was a good wrestler. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was a phenomenal wrestler. Like, you talk about cruiserweights, this kid could move. This kid had skill. This kid had talent. He won 8 tag team titles. He's been a former champion himself at least once. He's won multiple international championship belts in the company. He was really good at what he did. He's even won King of the Ring, something I'd never accomplished. And he's won a Royal Rumble, by the way. He never went to the he went to the main event, but he didn't win it. It doesn't matter. He's still one of the most decorated, most respected, loyal friends I've ever had.
Another topic I wanted to ask you. I just thought about it just a second ago. What was your longest title reign?
My longest title reign was back in 2010, where I was a heel, and it was almost maybe shade like a year or so. Probably a year. And the shortest reign, believe it or not, was 3 weeks.
I thought you were going to say 3 minutes.
No.
Or 3 seconds.
Nope. 3 weeks. I was just starting out. It was 2005. The only reason why I won was because I superplexed the champion off the top rope, which I don't like superplexes, by the way.
Yeah,
they suck. But
it doesn't, like he always said in our GTS reaction videos, or any reaction videos, that suplexes don't
benefit
both of the wrestlers.
I did a superplex, and the only reason why I won was because I went through like 3 tables with this guy. My body was just on top of his, and the referee counted 1, 2, 3. That's the only reason why I even won. Otherwise, I don't think I was winning that match. And it wasn't supposed to happen like that either. I wasn't supposed to win. But my body was on top of him. What was the referee gonna do? The referee just counted the 1, 2, 3. He was all confused, and I obviously wasn't moving, so he just went, fuck it, 2, 3, and then just went like that and rung the bell, and that's how that match ended. I lost the belt 3 weeks later back to him.
Now, do you guys have anything like Money in the Bank in your guys' company?
No Money in the Bank. Nothing like that. We do contract signings in the ring, you know how they go, you know, and stuff like that, but we have never done Money in the Banks, no. We've done Royal Rumbles, we've done anything from like Survivor Series, but we never actually called them that because it's all copyrighted, you know, and just, but the Royal Rumbles, we always called it the British Royal Rumble. That's what it was always called, which I don't understand why. The British, was it British Royal Rumble Royal? That's it. The British Royal Rumble Royal. God damn it. I never say it right.
That's alright. This will be pretty much edited some of it, but this one, hey, this is actually the longest podcast we've done for a while now.
You have any other questions?
Actually, you know, since I am into wrestling, I know you wanted me to, you know, be trained by you.
Of course.
You think I could be a wrestler if you train me well, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody can do it. And I think your biggest thing would be stick to the ground. Don't go any high risk maneuvers. I think you'd be a better submission wrestler than anything else. You're not, you know, I've seen you strike. Your striking ain't the greatest, but your posture is good. I like that.
I'll tell you the truth. I'm afraid of hitting somebody. You know how I get angry.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, what happens if I actually punch somebody so hard I knock them out and I feel bad?
Otherwise, like I said, you go to school for it, you know. Like if you go off the rope, hypothetically speaking, if you go like this and you're going off the rope, 1, 2, 3. You always do a 3-step. That's how you learn. Like if you were going off the ropes, I'm just giving you an example. Off the ropes, 1, 2, 3. Then you'll start to do a run. 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And once you start doing that, you'll be able to go back and forth. It's all about baby steps when you're being trained.
If I started my own wrestling business, would you want to wrestle in my wrestling business?
Yeah, why not? Of course it would. I don't expect you to put me over. I don't want to be put over. But if, you know, just to get us started, that would be one thing. But just to, you know, if you had more wrestlers, I would take a back seat drive. I think they call it a rear seat. Sit back and watch everybody else and have fun with it.
Right. And we know one of the wrestlers from GTS. He's got a wrestling show, and he has great superstars. Like we've seen a couple of former WWE superstars be on the show,
right? But
he's not paying the superstar. That's what I'm hearing.
No, is this
Dalton Company? No, I'm surprised he's not in jail right now.
Grim at least pays his guys. I know that. Grim pays the wrestlers that wrestle for him. I know, like, I've talked to other people about it, but I know Grim's a very busy dude and stuff. You know, it's hard to be a promoter.
Like, we are busy too. Yep. Well, besides you, I am busy. Because I edit our videos, I'm going to be editing our podcast. You know, I also work, and, you know, then I come up with these podcast ideas. And
so, so this is the episode that we just did. Anything else?
Not that I think of. You know anything?
No. Till next time, this is the Unstoppable Podcast. I'm the Immortal Spades.
I'm Unstoppable Denominator.
We're out.
Peace.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy-ass bitch motherfucker.